Andy, 3-1 win here home to Bellshill Athletic this afternoon. What are your first thoughts on today's game?
I think probably first thoughts and credit to Bellshill. It was a really competitive game, which we knew it would be. Coming into the game, Bellshill have obviously in a real purple patch. I don't think they've lost many games this year, if at all. So yeah, it was a real competitive game. But from a Maryhill point of view, I think we're absolutely delighted with the performance. I think it's a performance that's been built over a number of weeks. I think the last couple of weeks, looking at the Thorn and Thief games, we've been disappointed not to take 3 points. But it's also been difficult because we've looked at both games and thought the boys have gave us absolutely everything. So to turn that application and effort into 3 points today is very pleasing and absolutely delighted.
The consistency of the team in recent weeks is great to see, obviously. But a really bright start again today, similar to last week when we went 1-0 up, but could have potentially been 2 or 3 at that stage.
So I think that was our sort of overriding feeling on the side. I think we were disappointed to be in at half-time 1 each, and it probably says a lot about the game. Maybe weathered a bit of a storm early second half, but I think looking at the first half in isolation, we were very good. We created a number of chances and very unlucky to go in at 1 each. But listen, that's testament to the boys as well. You know, they've picked themselves up in the second half. They've came out, as I say, they've rode that storm that Bellshill threw sort of everything at them. We've scored maybe against their run of play, and then look, we've been sort of composed and done really well to see the game out, which is absolutely the most pleasing part of it.
Is it pleasing then on the management side of things to see like the use of the squad really? I mean, you talk about Rowan Mina last week and again today. He's played a pivotal role. Then you've got the likes of Jordan Hood and Conor Hamilton coming off the bench and impacting the game late on to seal the win.
So I think you look at the squad, and I think we've sort of that's a point we've addressed this year. You know, we've got a bit of depth in the squad, so when we do have a couple of injuries or suspensions, which happens throughout the season, we've got sort of adequate players to go in and do that job. And listen, I think fair play to the boys that have played the last couple of weeks, but I think they would all admit that at the start of the season or the first sort of 4 or 5 months, they weren't sort of starters, if you like. We had other players that are sort of having a spell on the sidelines just now in front of them, but they've all come in and been absolutely brilliant. I think the return from some of the Christmas break, every single player sort of suspended or sort of not playing has applied themselves at training fantastically, and the boys that are starting are controlling the games and giving us a headache to get boys back in. Hammy's been number 9 at the club now for 2 years. Finds himself obviously on the bench, which is unfortunate, but again comes on today and gets his goal. And listen, no doubt that Hammy will still play a big part, as will the rest of the players that are having a spell on the sidelines at the moment. But it's a bit of a squad game. I said to him in there after the game, you know, it's never been a problem of ours to sort of go and compete with these teams on a week-to-week basis. I think good teams can go and compete and get results, but great teams can go and runs, and that's what we're starting to see, a bit more consistency. I think that's the 6th or 7th game that we're unbeaten, which is fantastic to see. And look, in terms of moving forward, we look at Cali Locals in Ashfield the next 2 weeks, and they've got to go out and give us that again, you know what I mean? And we've got to probably use the full squad and start to think about sort of getting boys back in and sort of playing each game as it comes week to week. But listen, if they can keep doing that, listen, sky's the limit for them. You know, I think our target internally, we've got them and we know what they are. Boys know that, coaching staff know that. So if we can sort of finish the season and maintain the form, then we'll all be very happy.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Andy.
Cheers.